What's going on, everybody? One It Kills here, back at it again with another Phasmophobia challenge Friday for you guys. And today, what is the challenge going to be? Well, I spun a Wheel of Fortune, and I came up with the idea and said, you know what? What if I did a challenge on Tanglewood Drive, where I got nothing but a single piece of equipment, a Tier 2 salt? Yep. This is going to raise the stakes pretty high. So we cannot go for anything but a perfect investigation. All we really require to do is get the ghost type correctly and get out on our way. So if you guys want to see more content like this, leave me a like and subscribe. Give me a comment on what you would like to see next, and let's jump straight into the challenge. So all we're getting right now is just a Tier 2 salt, like I said prior. And this is going to be pretty weird because, yes, this is all here, but you know what? That's all evidence stuff, and we're not going to touch any of that. There's going to be as minimal cuts in this video as possible, so I don't want you guys thinking I'm cheating or anything, but this is all I'm getting. Just a single Tier 2 salt. All right, if you're all ready for this, let's jump straight into this. Let's go in, and let's go ahead. We're going to test. We're going to get our key. We're going to turn our light on. Oh, pop breaker. We already know it's not a djinn. Let's see if I could turn breaker on. I hear it interacting with stuff. Alright, there we go. So a pop breaker instantly. Let's see if we can rule out some ghosts really quick. I'm going to go ahead and hide right here for now. Let's see. Overview. April. So this is a female ghost. So it's, it's not... Okay, so it sounds like a pretty slow ghost. It could be a bombo. It could even be Revenant. It didn't seem like it was at a crawl of a speed, but it did seem, like... It didn't seem as fast, so we could rule out a Thay. I'm going to set down just one salt patch for now, just to test for that Wraith. A haunt pop breaker again. Let me go ahead and turn this breaker on really quick. It could even be a Hantu, given the slow speed of it not being in the ghost room. So we can always go for that next. I'm going to leave down, actually, I'm going to use the rest of my salt. This way we could just test for a Galu right away and get a Galu. I hear it interacting with doors. It turned a light on, I think. I heard it turn the light on. Yes, it did. It turned the light on, so it's not a mare. Try to identify this as quickly as possible. Already not a mare. It didn't sound fast. It wasn't a Moroi. A Revenant, a Wraith. I'm not sure yet. It could be a slow twin, or an Obambo being slow. Okay, here it comes. It's throwing something very quickly, so this could be a poltergeist. Okay, so that tells us a lot about the ghost it is. Definitely not a Hantu. Can't test for demon really because I don't have anything else. Turn the light off. Definitely not an Oni, just based off of that. A Revenant, nope. Phantom, nope. Obake, no. A Mimic, ooh, that's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard to tell since I don't have any video cameras. A Wraith, it's not a Wraith nor a Galu. I don't know if it seemed like I had line of sight. I don't have any electronics on me. So that's going to be tough to test for a Raiju. But it was throwing stuff. So I'm going to set up a poltergeist test right here for now. Just some stuff. I'm not going to do a pult bomb since that's that could be a little risky going into the ghost room without any defensive items to use. But this is a good way to test for a pult. It has to throw something every half of a second. This is a pretty crazy challenge to attempt. Alright, one more plate should do. Okay, so it's definitely throwing stuff, but not like a half a second, like I'd say, maybe I would say, but it's not, maybe. It doesn't seem to have line of sight speed. It seems to be the same speed, very normal blinking pattern. Okay, so it could be a poltergeist, it could be an Obamba or a twin, since the last one was a lot faster and this one was a lot slower. So I'm kind of stuck between three ghosts. There's definitely not Myling speed, demon speed, or banshee, or really Dayan. I'm gonna test for Dayan one more time, just to give it a little bit more of a 100% solid on that, because you know the Dayan could be slower. I wasn't really running away from it, as much as like I'm just guessing. I want to be 100%. I want to be 100% on whatever this may be. So let's go. Let's find out. The poltergeist wasn't really throwing things as much as I had hoped. I mean, it was pretty quick. Here it comes again. So it's not a yokai, since it came straight when I... Ooh. That blink was like... That blink was a little dangerous. Ooh, it's getting a little close. Okay. Definitely a little faster. It could have just been that I was showing myself a lot more. Let's do one more. This could very well be a poltergeist. But the speed, I'm not on it. It could be mimicked. It could just be a mimic. But to test for ghost orbs is going to be pretty painful. All right, let's see how this does. Yeah, so it's definitely not a yokai. Okay, so I'm kind of just counting in my head, and it seems it has line of sight. Okay, so I'm thinking this is a poltergeist. I'm definitely thinking this is Pult. Because of just the speed. I wasn't really running. It did have the line of sight, so it's not a Dayan. A Shade. I haven't seen a Seeing Ghost event. Slow again. Not yokai. You know what? This could actually be a Dayan. Just based on that. So it's definitely not a Raiju. The speed, I'm not thinking it's a mimic. I'm gonna close some doors just so I could get a test for a Yuri. Close this door. Question is, what room is it coming out of? It's gonna hit me with another event. I'm gonna stay away from it. Ha! Made it burn out. Okay. Obambo? I don't know. It's just so... Shade's not this slow. This is a lot. This is either slow or a fast ghost. I'm not thinking it's a Goryo. A Yuri, I'm waiting for it to do a door event. Because if we could do a door event, I mean, the poltergeist. I mean, it could very well be a polt. I mean, it's just the speed in itself isn't as fast as a poltergeist would be. So I don't know. I'm a little interactive with the door. Close these doors. Yuri? Oh, fuck. Alright. Okay. So, no, it's not a Dayan. Slow to fast. I'm not... Oh, to see. I'm not thinking there's a spirit. I'm waiting to see a door interaction. I am not seeing a door interaction. I'm not sure if that door was open last time. The Yuri is the only ghost that can interact with the exit door outside of events and stuff like that. So this is Ghost Room. That is definitely a Ghost Room. It is a very... I mean, it really throws. I mean, it could actually... Go ahead, hunt again. Interesting. This is so... It's going to spawn in here. If it changed Ghost Room. So it's definitely not Goryo. Onryo. I don't know. It doesn't fit the speed of an Onryo. The Mimic still can't test for that. Twins. I'm gonna have to listen. To see if maybe it'll give us, slow. This really puts our learning and listening skills to the test. Pop breaker. Oh no, it popped that light. I forgot. Close this door. Keep these doors closed at all costs. So it's like moving between this room and the opposite rooms on this end. Okay. So it's more of just waiting to see that Yuri ghost event. Or that ability. A poltergeist. Again, the speed alone isn't matching its energy, I'm going to say. It's either slow or it's fast. Okay. Study its movement pattern. Fully open a door, but it's during a hunt. That doesn't count. Singing ghost event. Finally. Definitely not a shade. I'm not getting one either. Mimic. I'm ruling out a mimic. Give us a Yuri door ability. Because then I could safely say on what this is. This is just understanding the ghost in itself with no other kinds of equipment. So we're doing this all just based on our own knowledge of the game. Definitely a lot faster than last one. So you know what? This is what I'm gonna go with. Seems to say the same speed. Oh, definitely a lot faster. I'm gonna die here. Or not. Alright, let's leave before it gets a little more aggressive. So we know this isn't a Galu because it went through all three salt. One stage for each salt. So this is what I'm going to conclude. I could be wrong. Definitely not Poltergeist based on the speed pattern. I haven't seen the Yuri's ability. Okay. So it is a tie between Obambo and the twins. I'm not thinking this is Obambo because it's not changing its speed mid-hunt. I am noticing every hunt it is either fast or is a slow ghost. So I'm going to lock in twins, and we're going to see if I'm correct. I am believing I am correct with this being a twins, and again, this used no other equipment other than tier 2 salt. Let's see. It was Obambo. Okay, so, oh man, I should have gone with the Obambo, but you know what? That was actually pretty solid for our first challenge, especially using nothing else but tier 2 salt and no other kinds of equipment. See, I should have gone with Obambo, but I just wasn't seeing the ability like I was hoping. Maybe I wasn't paying too much attention. Maybe I wasn't locked in. But you know what? That is totally A-okay. But you know what? Thank you all so much for tuning in for today's challenge. We will be reattempting this challenge tomorrow in tomorrow's stream. So do tune in for that. So thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you all liked I hope you all liked today's video. Leave me a comment on what you would like to see next, and thank you so much for joining. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you so